Okay, we are back. My name is Steve Jaguar, and welcome to another BeerNative beer review. If you're new to the channel, do all the usual things. Please share this. I tried to share one of my videos. I think it was like the UK Craft. It has a acronym UKCBF Craft Beer Forum or something on Facebook. And it was to do with the hot sauce one, but also I think, no, not the hot sauce one. It was to do with the random mystery box I got from Beerheads. Go check that one out. I'll pop it up here, a link if you haven't watched it yet. And it hadn't been up there 5 seconds before an admin had taken it down. And it was like, this was a useful video. It was the one where I got a bunch of the beers weren't just short dated, they were out of date. And if you're going to order a mystery box on short dates, but they're good beer, like they're proper craft beer, it's not a supermarket deal, you might want to know what you're getting into, right? So I thought this was a pretty informative video. All the details were in the description. As you know, you don't have to watch the video to get the details of the beers. And some douchebag admin just took my video down before without even looking at it. And I'd read all the rules for that group beforehand. So just to know if you're on I mean, it's generally an okay group, but it seems the administration of that particular one are a bunch of douchebags who like to be dictators. There we go. Anyway, getting back to it, welcome to this video. Please subscribe. Try your best to share the video. That was my point. Although it turns out there might be knobheads who run groups on Reddit and Facebook that don't want other people to learn about beer other than their way. But if you can share it, I highly recommend it. Please do. Today, we're going to be looking at an alcohol-free beer, and I did a whole month of alcohol-free beers in January, and I didn't see these ones. I actually got a little bored of alcohol-free beer, frankly, because I just found the whole thing was really samey. I did find that one particular brewery stood out, and that was Big Drop. They actually had very good beer. And I didn't know, and here's the beer we're looking at today. It's a long name, Arctic Beach Coconut Stout. Now alcohol-free, but it's in combination with Einstock. Einstock's pretty cool. They're an Icelandic craft brewery. They say they're the #1 craft brewery in Iceland. Is there more than one? I mean, I would make the same claim if I was the only one. Hey, I'm the #1 craft beer reviewer in Grantham. All right. But anyway, this might be good, and I'll tell you why. Let's take a look at them, actually. Let's bring the screen up. So here's Big Drop. And I should put my head on the other side so it looks like I'm actually looking at the screen. But anyway, these are some of the ones that I reviewed. I reviewed Pine Trail in January. Really quite good. It's on par with you if you like Nanny State. Nanny State's a pretty good alcohol-free beer. It's probably one of the first alcohol-free beers that wasn't completely crap. They came out. They've got the calories. I guess if people are caring about that, gluten, all that kind of junk, right? Uptown Lager is okay. I've not had Paradiso yet. They all appear to have won awards. Whoopity-doo. It seems like every single craft brewer, alcohol-free craft brewery has won awards. It's not a big competitive market, I'm guessing. The Galactic Malt Stout is now nice, and I find that stouts, where they're not heavily dependent on hops, are a little easier to not quickly identify the lack of alcohol. So if you want to ease your way into alcohol-free beers, I highly recommend stouts. And then they had a bunch of special editions, which is cool. They're really expanding their range. And then we got down to the World Collaboration Series, and I'll pause here for a moment. So you can see, first one is the one I'm going to be doing today, Arctic Beach Coconut Stout. And then there's I have no idea how to say this, right? Because it's in combination with Hop Notch, which I've never had any other beer from. I'm going to have to look them up. I'm going to go with Flaydelate. Flaydelate, are they Swedish? But Elderflower IPA. That was actually pretty good. It was really light, and it was really hot and sunny today, thankfully, in the UK. And it was perfect. I had it today. Then there's Amundsen's collaboration. I love Amundsen. I'm biased, right? But they made a pastry sour. And I will confidently tell you, I wish I'd chosen that one to do the review for. It's gone. I only had one. And I decided in advance to do this one. It was really good. Like, I don't like sours. That might be the best sour beer I've ever had, and it's an alcohol-free sour. What, right? And then the rye IPA here with Fat Lizard, also quite good. Very good at the rye malt, very good at disguising and having the sort of, I would say, IPA-ish strength or the tinge that the alcohol and a really high alpha acid like a Chinook hop would give you, and faking that. And then the juniper gave it some uniqueness. So all three of these, the elderflower, the ride said Fred, and the Rush Rider pastry sour, have been like up there with the best alcohol-free beers I've had, and I did a whole month of them. So I'm very excited about this one. If we want to learn a little bit more about Einstock, there's where they are, in Iceland. If you know where Iceland is, you should. Here we go. Into the halls of Valhalla. Well, let's play on that, right? That looks nice. I'd like to go there. I really want to go to Iceland. I was going to go to Iceland, and then COVID hit, and obviously I didn't go there. I have been trapped in other places by Iceland, thanks to their volcano. I once got sort of trapped for a while in Shanghai, which was pretty cool. I had a great holiday in Shanghai. Thank you, Iceland. But a lot of these beers I've never had. I've never even seen where to get them. You can see, I think there's probably a better look down here. There we go. Here's some labels. So check this out. I'll push that up so you can, my head's not in the way. I've had a few of these. The Arctic Pale Ale, I've had that. And maybe that's the only one. But they have a Scottish Wee Heavy Iceland, Toasted Porter, Winter Ale. I've never had the Arctic Bear. I've never had any of these. I actually have to admit, I thought Einstock was a little boring. But it seems only the exports are a little boring. So I need to put more effort into trying some of their other beers. So that's good, right? And here's where they are. Like, they're showing you where they are as if you live in Iceland. I have no clue. Like, let's zoom out, right? The north of Iceland, which really sounds like much worse. It's already cold enough to be in Iceland, and now you're going up to the north. But so if you end up landing in Reykjavik, you're not just going to find Einstock. You're going to have to go way up here along what looks like one road and check it out. All right. If you're completely inept and you don't know where Iceland is, there you go. Canada, United Kingdom, Vikings, more Vikings. If you ever watched the show Vikings, let me flick this back. And they have the bit where they actually start colonizing Iceland. It's a total nightmare, right? Like, they didn't enjoy that at all. So let's credit them by drinking their beer. All right, let's crack on. Here it is. The art is nice. It's quite unique, and I like the fact they're embracing the sort of craft beer style of putting very clever, cool, unique art on it, instead of just going with bland but consistent branding that they all seem to do. They're not trying to say alcohol beer with freedom, or I don't know, all the same marketing that goes with alcohol-free beer. They seem to be, it's a 0.5. I should say that. That matters to some people. It does have calories, 106 calories, which is a little bit more than normal, but it's a pretty big can. So, what's it got? Warm heart and cold toes. That's an interesting rating. Yep, full-bodied, dark chocolate, goodness of lightly toasted coconut, a burst of roasted malts. Transport my palate to a beachy paradise. I would like that. All right, let's crack it. I don't get a lot of information about it. Smells good. Smells good. Should I cheat and take a little sip out of the can? I used to do that a lot. Okay. Mixed feelings out of the can. Let's do that. Got my Beer 52 glass. I did day 2 of the Beer 52. People have mixed feelings about Beer 52, but I think they run a good online festival. And the beers that were part of that were also very good. But I think I had about 8 during the festival. And then after it was done, a 9th with the after party. And then I got in my head that I had to do all 12. One was awful and I dumped it. And the other 2 I did, but I felt like absolute garbage in the morning. So if you feel like you're going to do all the beers in a beer festival, I would advise against it. Unless you are like Andre the Giant. That looks really good. Sustained head. There we go. Nice color. Hard to see through. Looks like a stout. Smells delish. A little metallic for some reason. I don't know why that is. Bit of coffee. No coconut just yet. Comes across as very cooling. I should have had this with my spicy sauce episode, I feel. It doesn't linger. That's interesting. You know how a real chunky stout, let's use like Guinness as your benchmark for thickness, and maybe a milk stout, like a lactose heavy or an oaty stout, how it just sort of sits and coats your mouth and slides across your palate, right? One of those. This isn't doing that. It's not like soda poppy. It's just not doing that. It's a little bit like, if I let it warm up a little, I think it's maybe a little too cold. Well, it has been out. It would be better. Try one more. The coconut's not as pronounced as I would have thought. It is super refreshing and it's really good. And on the second sip, I once again forgot this was an alcohol-free beer. I'm going to give huge props to Big Drop. I mean, some of their standard fare is really good. Pine Trail and Galactic Stout. Other ones I can't speak for. But these ones, these are, I don't know if they're worthy of being the same price. What do they cost? Let's check that out. Let's get our value for money. I remember them being a little bit expensive. Let's go to the shop. That's the wrong site. And I bought it direct. Oh, let me tell you, one good thing I think I pointed out before about being an alcohol-free shop is that you can expand across the world a lot easier than people who are shipping alcohol. So I got this. So you got all of them here. Look at that. The packs are really expensive. And that's a 12 pack. So you're thinking like £2.50-ish a can. Here's the 4-pack I bought, and it was $9.90. So essentially you're paying £2.50 for a 440 can, which you can get if you want beer with alcohol. You can go to Aldi or Lidl, and some of the craft beers that they feature in there will be $1.99, and even your supermarket. If you just like supermarkets, you can get, let's say, real beer for a lot cheaper. We can see coconut stout. Yeah, so this is it. And it's not really, it's not cheap, but I kind of like that. It's like, I don't want to like quote, remember Stella Artois' reassuringly expensive tagline when they tried to get themselves out? That's probably like 15 years old. When they tried to get themselves out from being called wife beater, essentially. That's not a good reputation to have for your beer. Here we get more detail. Oh, good. Right. Let's do this. Magnum hops. That wasn't on the can, so I know that now. And I just lost my webcam. There it is. We're back. Coconut, cacao nibs, coconut, actual coconut. Okay. Natural flavoring. I had a good conversation recently where somebody said, does this count? Like just brewing a half-baked stout and then adding flavoring to it? Should we count that? Should we consider that beer? Leave a note in the comment. Tell me what you think about that. I have my own opinions. I sometimes think it's cheating, and sometimes I think it's not. But this is good. Last sip. Given the state of the alcohol-free beer market at the moment, I kind of gonna let things slide. Whatever they've added, they haven't gone over the top. All right, this I'm gonna give it an accuracy. Actually, I'm going to give it pretty high on accuracy. It's pretty good. I'm going to give it a 4. Packaging is pretty standard. I'm happy they went with a big can. 3, 7. Also, what was I doing? Artwork. I got confused. I would normally do packaging and artwork. I like the artwork, actually, I like the whole series. So if I were to rate the whole series, I'd give it probably a 4. And then unique packaging 3. So that's a 7 for artwork and packaging. And then a 7 again for accuracy. And you know what? I'm going to give it a 4 for uniqueness because they're actually pushing the boundaries of alcohol-free beer. That I appreciate. I'm tempted to give them a 5 for it. Should I do that? I'm going to do that. That gets them to a 16. And then do I like it? If I was blindfold tested, do I take into account the alcohol-free nature of it? I feel like I should, but another part of little devil and angel, one says I should and one says I shouldn't, right? And I'm already at a 16, so I've already given them a pretty fair score just on what they claimed it would be, what it is, and how well they marketed it up. I'm going to give it a 7 overall in flavor. I think that's pretty fair. And on a 16, it gives them a 23. It's still up there with one of the highest rated alcohol-free beers I've tried. It's rated higher than a lot of the alcohol beers I've tried. I think that's pretty good. I want to give them a lot of respect. So it's a 23 out of 30, almost a 4. It's going to be like a 3.8 or something like that on Untapped. So go check it out there. I'll be checking this into Untapped in a second. And thank you for watching yet again. My name is Steve Giguere. If you're new to the channel, I'm going to bring it back. Where's the ticker? Where's the ticker? Give me a thumbs up. Check me out on Instagram. I'm called BeerNative TV there. I'm also on Twitter with BeerNative TV, although I suck at Twitter. I need to get better. But generally, thank you once again for watching. And I am out of here.